Okay, this is a test with my funny headset here, but this seems to be the easiest way for me to show everybody what's going down. So essentially the basics are that um, the MendoLake Food Hub has been using a program called Local Food Marketplace, software that you use to list your produce. And we've always had the starter package, and we recently upgraded to the standard package, which is the next level up. There's a lot of great things that happen with the standard package. Off the top of my head, it's the end of the day, so I can't really list them all, but namely, it gives the sales team a lot more time to be available instead of doing little things like sending out pick tickets. Basically, a lot of things get automated. So regardless of whether or not you sold something, you will receive a pick ticket every distribution day at 7:10 a.m. no matter what. So that's really great because you don't have to rely on the sales team to get their act together to send a pick ticket. It'll automatically go out to you. On that subject, I just want to remind everybody that customers can cancel portions of their order up until 7 a.m. on either Monday or Thursday, depending on the distribution day. So if you're checking your pick ticket the night before or printing your labels the night before, just do keep that in mind. Customers are able to cancel up until the period closes. So 7:10 a.m. when your pick ticket goes out is totally the final thing. Another thing that will happen is unconfirmed order reminders go out automatically, which is great because that could hopefully convert more people into sales before the period closes, which will hopefully lead to less times that we call you asking if you can add on a case of radishes. Other things that are automated are periods will be automatically set up, which is wonderful because maybe there's been times you've gone to log on and list your availability and you've seen that a period wasn't available. Now you don't have to rely on the sales team to set up periods. They'll automatically happen. There's a couple of things that happen. If you're more interested in learning about it, let me know. But the main thing I wanted to show you all is if you take a look at the screen here, you'll notice one of the newest things now is that in the past, we were doing this sort of roundabout way of setting up 2 periods during the week. And because we were doing it in that way, we weren't able to automate a bunch of things, but also some things were a little funky in reports. So I know that change is weird, but in the long run, this really will be a beneficial change for all of us. So if you look on the screen here, you'll see, let me make myself go away. Yeah, you will see, I'm going to use the MendoLake Food Hub as the example, but you'll still see that the same period times are still happening. We're still Sunday 7 a.m. to Monday 7 a.m. with Tuesday distribution, Wednesday 7 a.m. to Thursday 7 a.m. with Friday distribution. But the way that things are going to be set up now is we've essentially got one long period for the entire week. And in that period, we'll have 2 sub-periods. So you'll see this says this period's deliveries. This will be a new thing on your dashboard, and I'll show you a couple other things. There's one called Friday, there's one called Tuesday. As you can see, the Tuesday period is already closed because it was the one that just passed. And the Friday one is open right now, and it's open until Thursday, June 4th. Now you'll also see a snapshot of how many orders you received on each sub-period. So in the coming weeks, if you're having trouble with anything, just keep that in mind. In the past, we were doing this weird way of setting up technically 2 periods, but what we're doing now is 1 period once a week and 2 sub periods, Tuesday and Friday. So if you're like, oh, I can't figure this out, just keep that in mind, and it's likely you'll see a little drop down that says sub period. So for example, if I was curious what I sold on Tuesday, I could click this link and it would show me my pick list for that day. Okay, so you'll see here, the period is the 29th because that's a Friday and that's when it was set up. Let's see, and then here, this is the big example, the sub period. Now, if you just go to your pick list here on the left side, it's automatically going to say Friday, comma, Tuesday. And you might be like, wait, why are these things showing up? Why are they here? I don't understand. This isn't correct. You need to click this drop-down menu here and isolate which pick ticket you're looking for. So the fastest way to avoid being confused, in my opinion, everyone's got a different opinion, is from your dashboard to click orders right here under the period you're looking for. that'll show you automatically just the sub period that you clicked. Now, let's say, for example, you forgot because you've been doing pick lists for 3 years, and so it's what you do. That's totally fine. You just want to make sure to isolate the sub period that you're looking for. Okay? So the same thing goes for basically everything. If you're looking at your packing list and you want to print labels, it's the same thing. You want to make sure that you're isolating only one period, right? I just want to know what I sold on Friday. So I click that, and there we go. We have it. Okay, so aside from your pick list, the big change that you'll see is when you're adding a new product. So let's say I add this mixed produce box, and for some reason, I only want this produce box to be available on Friday sales cycle. Well, you can now click that. So it's really cool. So just keep that in mind. The main example I'll have is that we have a producer that only lists on Friday, and it's the same thing in the same quantities all the time. And so what this would allow that producer to do is to just click Fridays only and click the availability of the amount, let us know they want to auto list, and it'll just be listed. There are some other reasons this could be beneficial for you. Let's say, for example, you don't want to individually unlist things, or you go to market one of the weekends and so you want to, you'll have less availability. It's just an option to have it in the beginning. You might just be most comfortable leaving it there, but then you might start exploring how this could be beneficial to your farm. It also might just be you list every Friday and Tuesday, and that's totally fine. The default is that both of these are checked. Okay, so now the big thing that's really kind of thrown a bunch of people for a loop. Today's Wednesday, and it was an ordering cycle, and it was like, what? Is we were not we were not ready for this, including myself, if I'll be honest. This plus sign here, we all know this as the way that we create availability, right? So you can either do it right here on the plus sign next to the item, or you can go to availability and either add a product here or do it from if it's already here. So the big thing is now, whatever quantity you list will now be available, you'll see, just for the period. And you'll remember that a period is now an entire week with 2 sub-periods. So let's say I wanted to list a total of 70 boxes for the week, 35 boxes each cycle. This is going to be really important. If on Tuesday I only listed 35 and I sold 35, if I input 35 again, it'll just show up as sold out. So always keep that in mind. Now, one benefit to this is that you can, if you walk the field on Sunday morning and you have 70 cases of carrots, bad example because I don't know who has that, but let's say you have 70 cases of carrots, you can list it on Sunday, and then whatever you don't list for the Sunday, Monday cycle will automatically show up as available for Wednesday, Friday. You don't have to rely on us to auto list. You don't have to log in. So it can actually be really beneficial, but just a reminder that whatever you list, it's for both sub periods, okay? A lot of other things should be basically the same. There's some little admin things on our end that we can now update. So like if you need, like you only want to list on Fridays, you can do that. This also isolates customer locations. So for example, we only deliver to the Casper Community Center on the weekends, I'm sorry, on Friday. This actually allows us to isolate that customer location just to that day. So there's a long list of benefits of why we upgraded to the system. We can also do reoccurring orders, which is helpful for forward contracts, or if you have a customer that's committed to doing reoccurring orders at a set price, we can set that up for you now. So we can do coupon codes. Let's say you're having a sale and you want to do coupon codes. That's a thing. So a lot of little details, but the main thing is the availability. Keep in mind, always, always, always keep in mind that from now on, when you're looking at your pick list, you've got 2 sub-periods. When you're looking at your packing list, you've got 2 sub-periods. So always make sure you choose only the period that you are interested in. Okay? And the last kind of Cliff's notes to remember is your availability. Whatever you list, so example, I listed 70 of these boxes, that's going to be available for both sub-periods. Okay, if you're like, oh, I don't really want that to happen, you can fix it by going in there and just listing 35. Let's say you sell 30 of them, but you don't really want to list 5. You can lower this availability just to what you sold, 30, and then it just will show as unavailable. You can't just do this minus bar if you've sold something in the previous sub period anymore. You'll see an error code. You'll see an error code that basically says, nope, you sold something in this period, because remember, a period is a week now, and it won't let you do it. So you have to actually lower the number to 0. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for everybody. Please don't hesitate to call or email us if you have questions. We're learning the system as well, so just let us know if we can support, and we will do our best. Thank you.